Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hi everyone, welcome to the lecture number 17, the fourth lecture on labor market equilibrium. In our last lecture, we discussed about the impact of payroll taxes on economic efficiency and welfare at aggregate level. We had also discussed about the impact of these payroll taxes and subsidies on labor market outcomes. We discussed about these outcomes both from the workers as well as from the employer side. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about the impact of payroll taxes versus mandated benefits on labor market outcomes. So, when we say mandated benefits such as health insurance, paid leaves, retirement plans, these mandated benefits can have both positive and negative effects on labor market outcomes in terms of wage and employment. When we say mandated benefits, without going for payroll taxes, if government impose some rules that these are the benefits which are supposed to be given to the workers and make these benefits mandate, we call those benefits as the mandated benefits like health insurance, paid leave and all these things. So, these mandated benefits have some positive effects as well as some negative effects. Let me discuss about some of these positive effects of these mandated benefits. Mandated benefits improves the job quality. Mandated benefits can enhance the job quality by providing workers with essential protections and supports such as access to health care, paid time off and retirement saving plans. So, this can lead to higher job satisfaction and increased productivity among the workers. Another positive benefit of this mandated benefit is that it may attract and retain talents in the farm. Employers offering mandated benefits may attract and retain more qualified workers compared to those farms they offer few or no benefits. So, this can create a competitive advantage for business houses in recruiting skilled employees and reducing turnover costs. Further, this mandated benefits can reduce income inequality, and these mandated benefits can contribute in reducing income inequality by providing support to the workers who may not otherwise have access to essential benefits. This can help to improve the financial stability and social well-being, particularly for low income workers. There are also some negative effects of these mandated benefits. This can increase labor cost. Mandated benefits can increase labor cost for the employers, especially for small business houses or industries with narrow or low profit margins. Higher the labor cost may lead to reduced hiring, lower wages or increase the price of the goods and services in the product market, particularly if employers are unable to absorb this additional cost. There could be some potential for the reduce in the hours of work or employment in terms of number. So, in response to the higher labor cost, some employers may reduce hours of work or employment levels to offset this impact of this mandated benefits. So, this could result in reducing job opportunities for workers or shift towards a part time or temporary employment arrangement for the company. Further, mandated benefits may create distortion in the labor market by influencing employers' decision about hiring, compensation and workforce compensation. For example, employer may prefer to hire part time or contract workers to avoid providing certain benefits, leading to segmentation and inequalities in the labor force. Overall, the effects of this mandated benefits on labor market outcomes depends on various factors, including specific benefits mandated, the characteristics of the workforce and the employer and the broader economic context. While mandated benefits can improve job quality and workers' well-being, policymakers must be careful considering the potential trade-off and unintended consequences such as impacts on wage and employment level and the business viability in the economy. So, how do mandated benefits affect labor market outcomes in terms of wage and employment? To understand this, uh, the basic theory, how it works, it is useful to think in terms of a specific mandated benefit. Let us say, for example, the provision of spinach pie to the workers during the lunch hour. Although this example might sound a bit far fetched, it is quite useful to understand how labor market consequences of this government mandates differ from those of these payroll taxes, regardless of whether the mandated benefits requires farms to provide spinach pie or health insurance. So, let us start with this example that what is going to happen to the labor market outcome in terms of wage and employment if certain mandated benefits are imposed on the farm, that they must give those mandated benefits to the workers. So, to understand that, here we have considered the basic demand supply model. On the x axis we have taken employment, number of employment. On the y axis we have taken wage, and initially when there was no mandated benefits were imposed, certain rules were imposed, the labor supply function is S0 and the labor demand function is D0, and the equilibrium in the labor market was achieved at point P, where labor market is employing E0 amount of labor with W0 amount of wage rate. Now, if this kind of mandated benefits like that the farm has to provide a piece of spinach pie during the lunch hour to all the workers, and this benefit costs let us say to the farm by a unit C. Now, if that is the cost to provide the spinach pie to the by the farm, then the demand function is going to shift down exactly by a factor which is C, that is the cost to provide the spinach pie. Now, if the farm wants to employ E0 amount of worker, then he has to provide W0 minus C. So, this is the wage rate the farm is to give to the farm, plus the amount of cost which is going to bear to provide the spinach pie. So, to provide E0 amount of employment, the farm wishes to pay W0 minus C wage rate to the workers. Now, it may happen that where the workers do not like or do not give any value to the spinach pie, regardless of what the government says about the nutritional values and all these. So, the government may mandate the farm to provide the benefit. The farm in the industry may indeed serve a slice of spinach pie at lunch time, but no one can force the workers to eat it. So, if they do not give any value or they do not like at all this spinach pie, the workers simply take their slice and quickly dispose it in the dustbin. So, as a result, the workers attach to no value to this mandate benefits whatsoever to this particular benefit is. So, in that case the new labor market equilibrium would be then at point Q. Now, because of this mandated benefits, the demand function has shifted d0 to d dash, and there is no change in the supply function, that, and you can see that the equilibrium point now moved from point P to point Q, where the firm is employing E1 amount of workers at the wage rate W1. So, this is the wage rate the firm is going to give to the worker, plus actual cost to the firm is going to be W1 plus C. This is the mandated benefit which the firm is supposed to give. So, the actual cost to the firm is going to be W1 plus C, whereas the worker is getting W1. This is a case which we discussed during our payroll tax, how it is going to affect the labor market outcome in terms of wage and employment. So, if you compare without this mandated benefit, then the wage was W0 and the employment was E0. Once the mandated benefit has been imposed and the workers they do not find any value to this mandated benefit, then the wage rate is W1 and the amount of employment is E1 in the economy. So, this is a similar case when the payroll tax was imposed and the similar kind of outcomes were observed. Now, if the workers find some value to this mandate benefit, so it is possible that the workers appreciate the nutritional content of this spinach pie and find it quite tasty and values the mandated benefit. So, in particular, suppose each worker in the industry values the provision of this spinach pie by value B. So, where B is less than C, C is the cost to the farm giving this mandated benefit, B is the benefit to the worker by availing this mandated benefit. So, in other words, workers are willing to pay somewhat less for the spinach pie than what it costs to the farm to provide it. So, the fact that the spinach pie makes workers better off implies that the mandated benefit not only going to shift the demand curve, but also going to affect the supply curve. Now, how the supply curve is going to move? So, we have seen that the farm is going to give this benefit at the cost of C. So, the demand function has shifted from D0 to D1. The workers they find some value to this spinach pie. So, the workers they find that the value is B, but C is greater than B. So, in that sense the supply function is going to shift from S0 to S1 by a factor B. And now, you can see the new equilibrium with a new demand function and supply function with S1 and D1 is going to achieve at point R. So, the farm is now going to employ E star amount of worker at W star wage rate. Now, what is going to happen when we compare all these three scenario? At point P, where there is no mandated benefits were there, the farm was employing E0 amount of worker and W0 amount at W0 wage rate. When the mandated benefit has been given and the demand function has shifted from D0 to D1, which costs by C, and the workers do not find any value to this mandated benefit. then the equilibrium is going to happen at point Q, and the workers are going to get the wage rate W1 and the firm is going to employ E1 amount of worker. Now, if the workers they find some value to this mandated benefit by factor B, then the supply function is going to shift from S0 to S1 and the wage rate is going to be W star. So, this is the nominal wage rate which the workers are going to get at and the firm is going to employ E star amount of workers. So, by employing E star amount of workers and giving W star amount of wage rate, the actual cost to hire E star amount of worker for the firm is going to be W star plus C, the cost of the mandated benefit. However, the workers they find some benefit, the benefit is by a factor B. So, the real wage the workers are going to get is that W star plus B. So, now if you compare with respect to when the workers do not find any value and when the workers find some value to the mandated benefits, you can see that the employment level has gone up, the actual real wage rate has gone up to W star plus B. However, if you compare with no mandated benefit, definitely the wage rate is going to be lower than this W star plus B is less than W 0. So, when we compare these three different situations at this new equilibrium wage rate W star, this wage does not represent the value of the employment package from the perspective of the either from the workers or the firm. When it comes to the cost to the firm, it is W star plus C to hire a worker, and when it comes to the worker, by valuing this compensation package, then it is going to be W star plus B. So, for the firm wage rate is W star plus C, and for the compensation package for the workers is W star plus B to employ E star amount of workers in the firm with these mandated benefits. So, in contrast to this initial competitive equilibrium at point P, the workers receive less compensation and firm faces a higher cost. However, in contrast to the payroll tax equilibrium, both firm and the workers are better off, workers now earning higher compensation and the firms face lower cost. So, there is one special case that is quite interesting. Suppose that the mandated provision of this spinach pie costs C dollar and to the firm, and the workers value that piece of pie, spinach pie at C dollar. So, which means the workers value the mandated benefits at the same rate that it cost to the firm to provide it. So, here the benefit equals to cost B equals to C. Then the supply curve and the demand curve for both are going to shift exactly by the same factor which is C. Now, if you look at this graph here, we have considered that this cost to provide this spinach pie equals to the benefit, which means the supply function initially the equilibrium was at point P, and at W0 wage rate E0 amount of workers were employed. Now, if this mandated benefit has been imposed and the cost is by a factor C, then the demand function is going to shift down from D0 to D1, and exactly by the same factor the workers value this mandated benefit. So, the supply function has shifted from S0 to S1 and the equilibrium in the labor market is going to be at point R. So, now if you look at this point between P and R, the number of employment is same and the wage rate is W star, the actual nominal wage rate is W star, but the real wage rate is going to be W star plus W star plus C, where C equals to B, the benefit equals to cost. So, the firm is going to have the cost to the worker is W0 and the actual wage rate is going to be received by the workers is W star. However, the employment rate is going to be same. So, this analysis of mandated benefit therefore reveals the important property of competitive labor market equilibrium. As long as the mandated benefits provide some value to the workers, the mandated benefit is preferable to a payroll tax because it leads to a smaller cut in the employment. The government mandate reduces the deadweight loss arising from the reduced in the employment caused by the payroll tax, because the employment has increased. In fact, if the cost of providing this mandated benefit is exactly equal to the value that the workers attach to this benefit, then the mandated benefit does not create any such deadweight loss, as the firm end up hiring exactly the same amount of workers that would have been hired in a competitive equilibrium at exactly at the same cost. So, let us consider health insurance as a mandated benefit in a case study. So, here the legislation outlined that minimum requirement for the coverage, including the preventive care, hospitalization, prescription drugs and emergency services. So, these are the provisions which are to be included in the health insurance, and employer were given a grace period to comply with this new mandated laws that health insurance has to be provided with resources and assistance to the to navigate the process of selecting insurance plans and enrolling employees. Now, what will be the benefit or the effects of this health insurance on the economy as well as in the labor market? When it comes to the individuals, this mandated health insurance is going to benefit significantly to the individual workers by improving the access to health care. So, it is going to improve the access to the health care by the individual workers as well as to their families. So, many previously uninsured individuals now have the coverage for routine checkups, screenings and treatments, leading to early detection and prevention of health conditions. So, it is going to give a better health care to the workers. Second, giving a better health care to the workers enhance the job quality. So, access to health insurance benefit has enhanced the job quality and stability for the workers in the economy. Employees feel more financially secure knowing that they have access to affordable health care and reducing the stress and uncertainty associated with the medical expenses. Further, it is going to reduce the financial burden. Mandated health insurance benefit has reduced the financial burden on the individuals and families, particularly those with chronic illness and medical emergencies. So, with insurance coverage, individuals are less likely to face this catastrophic health care cost that would lead to some financial hardship or bankruptcy. Now, this can increase the compliance cost of the employer. So, while healthcare benefit has positive outcomes for the workers, some employers have experienced it in the increase in the compliance cost. So, small and medium sized business houses in particular have faced challenges to adjust these new requirements and managing the administrative burden associated with this providing health insurance benefits. And there will be a shift in the labor market dynamics. So, the implementation of this healthcare insurance as a mandated benefit has influenced the labor market dynamics in the economy in many ways. So, now employers are offering a comprehensive health insurance coverage may have a competitive advantage in attracting and retaining skilled workers, leading to shift in the compensation package and employment practices across the industries. So, in conclusion, we can say that the implementation of this healthcare insurance as a mandated benefit in the economy has had significant positive effects on access to healthcare, job quality, financial security of the workers. While there are certain challenges and costs associated with the compliance for these from the employer side. So, the overall impact on the healthcare and well-being which demonstrates the importance of this mandated benefit in promoting social and economic development. The policymakers continue to monitor and evaluate this effectiveness of the mandated benefits to ensure that it intend to achieve the goal while minimizing the unintended consequences in the economy. So, in our next lecture, we will discuss about the cobweb model, which describes a dynamic process where the shift in the labor demand and supply leads to fluctuation in wages and employment levels over time period. Thank you.